For Eric J on Sports, I'm Eric J, and this is what I think. At the beginning of the 1979-1980 NBA season, Earvin Magic Johnson joined the Los Angeles Lakers, and by the time that season was over, Magic Johnson had helped lead a middle-of-the-pack Lakers team to the NBA championship. At the beginning of the 1979-1980 season, Larry Bird joined the Boston Celtics. And by the time that season was over, Larry Bird had taken the team with one of the worst records in the league and given it one of the best records in the league. Now, if either of those players had said at any point immediately after those first seasons that they thought there was a problem with their franchises, the franchises would have listened because of what they accomplished for their teams during their rookie seasons. And as a matter of fact, it happened. In the middle of the 1982 season, Magic Johnson felt that Paul Westhead, who was the coach of the team, wasn't coaching a style that was suitable to the way he likes to play, and so the team fired Paul Westhead, hired Pat Riley, and Pat Riley led the team to a championship and then 3 more championships over the next 6 years. Larry Bird made a statement that he felt like even though they were one of the best teams in the league, they couldn't really get over the hump the way they wanted to because they needed a couple more pieces. The Celtics added a couple more pieces, and the Celtics won 3 championships and played for 5 during the decade of the 80s. So it makes perfect sense when a player like Angel Reese comes into the league and says that she feels like her team doesn't have enough talent. But let me give you a little background of what's going on with the WNBA Chicago Sky. In 2021, the Chicago Sky had a 500 record, but they took that 500 record and made the playoffs. They caught lightning in a bottle, and they went all the way to the championship and won it and became WNBA champs. Now, over the next 2 seasons, the Chicago Sky actually posted better records than they did in their 2021 championship season. They didn't win the championship in either season, but they posted better records than they did the year that they won the title. So, before the 2024 season, Chicago was able to draft one of the top players coming out of college. That would be Angel Reese from LSU. After a season and a half, Angel Reese is stating that she feels like the Chicago Sky are underachieving because they don't have the right amount of talent, or they don't have the right talent to play with the way she plays or to play and be competitive. Now, Angel Reese has become one of the best rebounders in the game. She led the league in rebounding in 2024, and she's again leading the league in rebounding in 2025. So she has a right to feel as if her team doesn't have enough talent. But here's the catch-22 of what Angel Reese is saying. She joined a team that went from 16 wins in a championship season to 26 wins the following season, fell off a little bit to 18 wins the season after that, both still records better than their championship year, and she took that team and they got worse during her rookie season. And that team right now is even worse this year than they were last year. So if she is the centerpiece and the focal point of a team that was a couple of years removed from a championship, and she's saying that she feels like the team doesn't have talent, then what happened to the talent that went from a championship season to one of the best records in the league to a record better than their championship season? What happened to all that talent to where she joined and was supposed to be the missing piece to get them back over the hump and take them back to the title? What happened that would make the team go from where they were to being one of the worst teams in the league over the last season and a half? Sometimes when you add something, it actually detracts from something. Sometimes when you bring in a thing, it actually makes a thing worse. And that has happened in a lot of occasions. Teams will add a player. That player may be a great player, but it may not work out. It's happened a couple of times with Russell Westbrook. It happens a couple of times with Antonio Brown. It's happened a couple of times in a lot of places where a team will bring in a great player, but that team will actually get worse with that great player on the roster. So adding Angel Reese to Chicago would seem like it would have been a great thing. You add one of the great players, one of the great inside players, a great post presence, a great defender and rebounder, to a team that's won a championship and is only a couple of years removed from a championship, and they would just get better. but somehow he didn't. You would have thought it would have been like taking Daryl Dawkins, who took the Philadelphia 76ers to 2 NBA finals, but they lost both times to the Lakers, and removing him and replacing him with Moses Malone, and then that team played that same Lakers team, and then that team won the championship by sweeping the Lakers. You would have figured Angel Reese would have been the Moses Malone to her Chicago Sky's Philadelphia 76ers. But it didn't happen. They got worse in her rookie season than they were the year before they drafted her. And then during her second season, they've gotten even worse. But she's saying that they don't have the right amount of talent. Now, the question is, does Angel Reese have the right to say that the team is underachieving and doesn't have the right amount of talent? Because if she is doing everything she can do to make the team better, why aren't they better? If she's doing everything she can do to make the team great, why aren't they great? If it was just the fact that, hey, I'm doing everything I can do, but we don't have anybody around me, again, I ask, where are all those players that won 18 games the year before you got there that somehow only won 13 games once you showed up? Did they cut everybody to make room for you? Did they trade everybody to make room for you? Did they feel like, let's just field a team of scrubs and let all of our good players leave in free agencies because you're going to be the savior, you're going to be the saving grace, you're going to be the Messiah that's going to carry us to the promised land? Is that what happened? I don't know. Because what I see is a player who herself is not making her team better, who herself is not uplifting her franchise, complaining that the franchise is not carrying their weight. Maybe it's not the franchise. Maybe it's you. I'm not saying it's you. I'm just saying. I've seen a lot of players put up really, really great numbers, but those numbers turn out to be empty calories because the great numbers don't translate to wins, and those great numbers don't translate to championships. Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double for a team that won as many games as it lost, and he won the MVP. Andre Dawson hit 49 home runs, which was more home runs than the number of games his Chicago Cubs won that year. So I'm just saying, sometimes it's just empty calories. Ichiro had 200 hits and bat over 300 every single year, but the Seattle Mariners couldn't seem to get out of their own way and get to the playoffs. It happens. It happens. All those years of Mike Trout hitting 40 home runs with the Angels don't even make the playoffs. Mike Trout's going to the Hall of Fame, not without a championship, but without even a deep playoff run. And this is an Angels team that had Albert Pujols at the same time as Mike Trout and Ohtani at the same time as Mike Trout, and they still can't seem to get out of their own way. So it happens. Some teams are just not very good. But the Chicago Sky is a team that was very good. And then they brought in a player who was supposed to make them better, and it's not working. So does Angel Reese have a right to say that the team's not good when the team was good before she got there? That's the question I have. I don't have an answer for that question. It's just something that seems bizarre because when Magic said he can't play for the coach that was there, he had won the NBA Finals one season and had taken the team to the playoffs his second season. So then when they changed coaches for his third season, they won the NBA championship again in the third season, and then the next 3 seasons, they went back to the NBA Finals. So yeah, he has a right to say, there's something wrong, let's fix it. But I don't know if Angel Reese can, because she took a team that was good and made it bad. It's not her fault. It may not be all her fault, but it's happened. So let's make sure that you're doing everything that you can do, not just to create great numbers for yourself, but to win before you complain. Remember to like and share this video and subscribe to this channel, and visit the Eric J. on Sports website, and follow me on Facebook at Eric J. on Sports 1, and on Instagram and Twitter at Eric J. on Sports. And for Eric J. on Sports, I'm Eric J., and this is what I think.